Okay, we're going to do quadratic equations using the quadratic formula today. Now the quadratic formula is this. So if you have a quadratic equation, let's say ax squared plus bx plus c equal to 0, then the quadratic formula is x equals to minus b plus or minus square root of b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. So a here is the number in front of the x squared term, or the coefficient of x squared. B is the number in front of the x term, which is the coefficient of x, and c is the number next to number at the end, basically, which is the number term in the equation. Okay, so that's the quadratic formula. Now let's try and do a question using the quadratic formula. So you've got the quadratic formula there, so let's try and do a question. So let's say we have 2x squared plus 5x minus 11 equal to 0. Okay, so a here is 2, b here is 5, c here is minus 11. Okay, so now if I just write the quadratic formula here, so that's x equals minus b plus or minus square root of b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. So I got the question, I wrote what my a is, what my b is, what my c is, and then I wrote the quadratic formula underneath that, so I can substitute these values into the formula now. So x equals, so minus b would be minus of the 5, which is minus 5. And then plus or minus square root of b squared would be 5 squared minus 4 times ac. So a is 2 and c is minus 11 all over 2a, which is 2 times 2, which is a. Okay? Now let's just simplify this. So we got minus 5 here, plus or minus square root of, so 5 squared is 25. Now let's try and work this out. So we got minus 11 times 2, which is minus 22, times minus 4, which is plus 88, all over 2 times 2, which is 4. So now that equals minus 5 plus or minus square root of 25 plus 88 is 103 all over 4. So that's my answer. If you want, you can write them separately, so you could do the plus version and the minus version separately. So minus 5 plus root 103 over 4, or minus 5 minus root 103 over 4. And those are the individual solutions. I mean, if they ask the answer in, if they ask for the answer in decimals, you could easily put this into a calculator and write down to 2 decimals or 1 decimal or 3 decimal or whatever they ask for. Okay, so this is using the quadratic formula. Okay, now in the next video I will do the proof of the quadratic formula, so we'll see where all this came about from. So in the meantime, let's just do one more question. Okay, so I'll leave that there. Let me just do the other question here. Okay, so let's take a question. So let's say we have 3x squared minus 4x minus 2 equal to 0. Okay, so my a is 3, my b is minus 4, my c is minus 2. Okay, so let's try and do this. So we got x equals to minus b plus or minus square root of b squared minus 4ac over 2a. Okay, so let's substitute the values in. So b is minus 4, so minus b would be plus 4. Remember, minus of a minus is a plus. And then plus or minus b squared, I'm going to try and multiply this out actually. So b squared would be minus 4 squared, minus 4 squared is 16. And then I have minus 4 ac. So a times c is 3 times minus 2, which is minus 6, times the minus 4 is plus 24. So that's 4 times 3 times minus 2 and the minus of that, that's plus 24. Okay, so it's just multiplying these numbers through. So now all over 2a, 2 times a is 6. Okay, so we're nearly there. So that is 4 plus or minus square root of 40 over 6. So that is same as 4 plus root 40 over 6, or 4 minus root 40 over 6. Now if you watch the video about thirds, you could actually simplify this a little bit more, because 4 can be simplified with the 6, and the 40 is same as 10 times 4. Now square root of 10 times 4 would be 2 root 10. So that is 4 plus 2 root 10 over 6, or 4 minus 2 root 10 over 6. Okay, the way I got that is 40 is same as, so root 40 is same as root of 10 times 4. Now root of 4 is 2, and the root 10 you can't do, so it's a little bit of thirds. Okay, this is where people usually get stuck, because they look at something like this, they think this is something new. It's not, it's actually just simplifying a third. So 40 is same as 4 times 10, or 10 times 4. So you can actually square root the 4 and put it outside. So that's basically 2 root 10. Now you can see here, I can cancel this, and I can simplify by 2. So this becomes, so let me just write it out here. Okay, so this becomes 2 plus root 10 over 3, or 2 minus root 10 over 3. So those are my final answers. Okay, so the key thing here is to substitute the quadratic formula and get the solutions. So if there are any issues, just write a comment below, and I'll try and be as clear as possible. But obviously I think this is a very simple thing to do at the start of your A-level course. You should have probably done this at GCSE anyway. I will be doing completing the square next, and after that I'll be doing proof of quadratic formula using completing the square. Okay, I know it sounds quite heavy at the moment, but it's actually not that difficult if you go through it simply. Okay, so I'll leave it there, and I'll see you in the next video.